Welcome back to In the Red Corner podcast with me, Ross. I hope everyone's well this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. Oh, WBKB, what a show it was. I'm still buzzing from it. It was unreal, just over a week ago now. And tonight I've got one of the female fighters that came on and stole the show, basically, Sandra Rees. Finally got your name right, Sandra. She's going to be laughing in the background in a minute. Yes. We can laugh about it now. It wasn't funny at the time. But it's all good. It's all good. Yes. Her and Tammy stole the show, basically. First female fight for the WBKB. It was Sandra's first ever fight, which was unbelievable, hard to believe. And she came in and absolutely stormed it. Her and Tammy had a war. But enough of me talking crap. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Jab that like button, jab the subscribe button as well. And let's bring Sandra in now. Yes, Sandra, how are you doing?
Hello there, Ross. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry, I forgot one thing. Cloud Competitions over there in the top corner. You can follow them on Instagram. They've got loads of great competitions going on. Oasis tickets, they're giving away $1.99, stuff like that. You can give them a follow. The link's in the description box. And the link to Sandra's Instagram's in the description box as well. So, a couple of comments in there for you as well. Phyllis Douglas, hi, Sandra, love mum. Nice that your mum's watching. Inderji Gihal, sorry if I didn't say that right. Hi, hey, Sandra. Home of the grower. I can think I'd see what he grows. Proud best mate here, making history, ladies. Amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh, that's one of my best friends, Hayley. Hey, Hayley. I'll have everybody join. Hopefully everybody's joining us, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. No, well, and it's well deserved as well. You seem to have gathered, like, you know, a little bit of a following and things now, and things have blown up. You've been in the Daily Record today, the newspaper. Philomena Clark, hello, Sandra. Eileen Robinson, hey, hi, my girl. Rick Doherty, Mint Fight, Rick, my man, RSD Transportation. Go and check them out. Rick was at the show. Obviously enjoyed the fight. Phyllis saying hi everyone. Rick Doherty with the fist, and Philomena, it's Kerry and Mum. Lovely.
So Kerry was also at the fight. Kerry was also, she was ringside at the VIP table. She was one of my team.
Excellent. Yeah, you had the table there, and your husband Tim was there, and he was a bit shaky. We were talking about that just off camera before. Like, it's like you had to give him a pep talk.
Well, to be honest, me and my hubby, we've been obsessed with boxing for like as long as we've been together. It's one of the common things that we absolutely love, and that's what we sit and do. We sit and watch just hours of boxing, and he absolutely loves it. And the bare knuckle he loves, but I think it was a bit different when it was his wife stepping in the ring.
Yeah, definitely. It's not something that, any partner, whether it's, man or woman, wants to see the partner getting to step into a ring and get hurt and things. But
100%, especially if they really, truly love and care for you and their intentions are good intentions for you. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was unbelievable. So let's go back to it. Right. So we reached out to... Did we reach out to you? With the WBKB reach out to you, or did you reach out to us?
So I reached out to you guys through Matt Sutton, one of your fighters that's been on. So shout out to Matt, because if it hadn't been for Matt, I wouldn't have got maybe the opportunity. So thank you, Matt. And he just said that he was on your show, and I was like, that is kind of like right up my street. And he was like, really? And I said, yeah. Do they have any females? And he said, well, actually, let me go back. I'll pass on your name, and we'll see where it goes from there. But my husband had actually contacted, I think, Kev, maybe last year when it came up with myself and husband in kind of chats. And I obviously run it past him to see, like, how would he feel if maybe this is something that I really enjoyed watching and could get myself into. And obviously we spoke about it, and he agreed that he would give it a shot with me. We'd see how it went. And it went fantastically, obviously. And at that point, he reached out to you guys. And it was just, I think, a case of the lack of females in the sport at that time. There really wasn't anyone around to match with.
Yeah, it's something that the WBKB, we're really proud of, that we managed to get a female fight on the card, because even the BKFC, they kind of struggle. They've brought an Italian and a Spanish lady and things like that. On the last card, there's only Mel Shah really from the UK that's that's doing anything. But yeah, to get a female fight on, we were absolutely chuffed to bits. It took a little bit of time, but we got you both, and you know, it was a history-making moment for us. And you know, Bakewell was there, obviously, BKFC UK boss man. Obviously liked what he saw from the pair of us.
Definitely.
And he's been in touch since, I believe.
He has. He dropped me a message. I think I got a phone call from Lou, one of the podcasters, a good friend now as well, who we met through the WBK when we were there, and he yourself as well. And yeah, I just people just said get ready. Really, it was just a case of, they never said anyone was going to message or anything. It was just a case of get ready. That was an amazing fight. And then the next minute I had a text message from Andy, just saying and explaining that he was going to be having a prospect show, and would I be interested? And I said 100%. I would love to come along and have some fun. The BKFC.
Phyllis saying that it was in the stars.
It was definitely written in the stars.
So your background, you don't really have you don't have an amateur boxing or Thai boxing or anything like that. You just thought, screw it, I want to try bare knuckle.
Yeah, so basically it started back in July of 2021. It was just after lockdown, so everybody we'd all been stuck in the house for that year period. And as you know, everybody like myself, I had gone through a bit of a reflection, and my mental health was not the best at the time. I have always struggled with mental health anyway, anger issues. So it was one of those things where it got to the point I had to find something to put it into before it destroyed me. It was kind of like a rot from the inside out. So I decided that I was going to go to a boxing class, a boxing training class, an amateur class. And the first gym I went to, I didn't really enjoy. And then I went to the second gym. It was actually a really good friend's dad's gym. And I just absolutely loved it. Fell in love with the whole discipline. I hadn't ever regulated my eating, my sleeping, even my emotions due to like my ADHD and my neurodivergency. I struggle. So boxing was a huge release to me. I love just the whole concept of the knowledge, learning, and the fact that I'd watched so much of it. I just threw myself in, and I trained from about June, July of 2021 right through 6 solid months I trained, and I got ill in the January with COVID quite badly. And then I took some time out and I just kind of tried to get better, and then I lost kind of the discipline of it, and then I went back and forward. And about altogether, I would say I've had about maybe a year and a half solid training of boxing. But I feel like sometimes people are just born with special skills, special ability, and I have always been quite an athletic person. I've got good reaction. I can eat a punch, which you need to be able to do.
Yeah.
And the bare knuckle, you need to be able to eat a punch. And yeah, it kind of went from there. And then I'd gone on holiday. I went a bit of travel mad, me, my hubby and our daughter. And we'd done a bit of traveling in Egypt and stuff. We went to Cairo, we seen the pyramids, we had some epic experiences. And then I got back and I thought, right, I need to kind of get myself back into something. And it just so happened that every time I was trying to get into the amateurs, would have things that popped up or issues that popped up, whether it was health or family. And it just was never divine timing. And then, I got a message from Kev. I was on I think I was on holiday. No, it was a couple of days just before I'd gone on holiday. He messaged me. And he said that they had a girl and that they were gonna go back and speak to her and like see how she felt about it. And he would get back to me. And then when I was on holiday, I still remember that I was in the balcony just sitting, the sun was beating down, it was gorgeous, and my phone had went, and I thought I better check it, and here it was. It was Kev saying, "That's it, she's accepted the fight." And I thought, right, I need to get my ass back home, and I need to get my ass training. And I got back on the 4th of July. And that was it. From the 4th of July, my head was in complete discipline mode. I cut out sugar. I cut out anything unhealthy that was kind of restricting fitness, and I just kind of smashed it from that moment.
Yeah, mate, what a journey it's been so far for you.
Yeah.
Rick there saying, bet fella does dishes and makes tea.
Actually, my husband is amazing. Without him, I would have never been able to just be mentally prepared, physically prepared. He picked up all the slack when it comes to, like, my daughter, she's neurodivergent. She has ADHD as well. So she is highly hyperactive. So he stepped in, he took all the reins with Keris. When it came to cooking, cleaning, yep, I was coming back for training at night. I had steak with fried mushroom, potatoes, the veggies, you name it, I had it waiting for me.
What a man! What a man!
He's a good man.
It's interesting because, you know, a fight camp doesn't just. It's not just you in the fight camp. Your whole family's in the fight camp, really, isn't it? It's
yeah. People don't understand that. It's like you said. It's a village. It takes a village. It's you. It's your coach. It's the people that you have in your family home or your friend circle. It takes training, dedication. You get into training, people helping you, supporting you with either with a babysitting, getting lifts there. Because if it wasn't for, again, like friends helping me out, getting me there, where I was training was quite far out. So it was a lot of people helped get me to where I am today. 100%. I've got a lot of people to thank.
Yeah, there's plenty of them in the comments, saying, "Oh, your hard work paid off, lass. Well done." And you said, "I love you." Anaya, sorry, Anaya.
Oh, Anaya. Oh, I love Anaya too. And she's watching. Hello, Anaya.
So was Bareknuckle what you thought it was going to be? Did you have any like preconceptions of Bareknuckle, you know, before you came to the show and stuff?
To be honest, the way I kind of seen it was back in the day. I might have not had fights in the ring, but I've had plenty outside, and so I kind of knew it was going to be very similar energy to that. It's a fight. But I knew it was it's a lot safer, you know, outside when you're fighting. If you get into especially in your younger days, everybody gets into a bit of grappling. You don't have any control. You know, there's not a referee there. You're not got rules. You know, anything can happen. Whereas at least in a bare knuckle, and I know a lot of people see it as a very brutal sport, and it is a brutal sport, but it's a very domesticated sport as well. And I think it's really important sport as well for people like myself and the guys fighting on the show and other people, because I found a theme of, you know, mental health, struggling, and I feel like it gives people something to get up for, to focus on, to feel proud of.
It does, definitely. You know, I speak to a lot of fighters, and, you know, like you say, that theme of kind of struggles that they've gone through and needing that structure in their life and the focus and needing something to look forward to as in a fight, when they've got a fight booked in and things like that. It really helps them stay on the, you know, keep the head straight kind of thing. Is that something that you struggle with then when you don't have a fight? Well, I don't suppose you kind of really know, because this was your first fight. So
yeah, I felt like it was amazing. Like, so I kind of was waiting for the nerves to hit me. I wasn't nervous. Like, I don't know if maybe they'll come in the next fight, but I was kind of waiting. Like, I'd had nerves, a little bit of nerves on the lead up to like maybe the week before, a little bit of butterflies in my tummy. But other than that, like even getting there the night of the hotel, the morning of the fight, like weighing and stuff, like face to face, getting my hands wrapped. I thought, oh well, maybe it'll come when I'm getting, or maybe it'll come when they come to say, right, you're on next, get ready, your ring song's about to go. But it just didn't, and I just felt so ready for that moment. And I'm a very big believer in God, and I just knew that this was the path for me. And everything had come together at the right moment for this moment for me.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I remember talking to you before, and I was saying, I think I was with Danny as well, and I was saying
Yeah.
he doesn't get nervous until his hands start getting wrapped.
Yeah,
That kind of
yeah.
kicks in. But yeah, you were just a cool character, you know. Yeah.
To be honest, I knew that I obviously would have had nerves of some sort, but I think what it was is I was actually using those to my advantage.
Yeah.
And for me, the first thing is have fun, because if you're going into something and you're not enjoying it and you're not going to have fun, then there is absolutely no point in you doing it. And for me, that's all I was thinking was, I've trained for this. I have done everything in my power to be ready for this moment, and just go out, have fun, and just do what, read the moment, do what you can. And that's what I did.
Yeah. I remember the weigh-ins as well. I mean, Tammy's Tammy. She's brilliant, isn't she? And
She is. She's a sweetheart. Such a sweet girl as well.
Yeah, and I know, like, at the weigh-ins, you came in mean-faced, ready to go, and she was just kind of standing there, like, giggling and laughing, like, "Oh, I'll be serious tomorrow, don't worry." She's just like, she's as laid back as they come.
I think well, for her, she maybe underestimated me because I'd never had a fight before.
Yeah, maybe. I think, she had the MMA experience, didn't she? And she'd been down that road a couple of times and obviously done face-offs and stuff like that. But what did you see when you looked into Tammy's eyes then?
I seen a sweetheart. I seen a girl that I knew she could punch, and I knew as well that sweetheart persona was also, there was more to Tammy than just the sweetheart. I could see through and past.
Yeah.
The kind of nerves and things. And I mean, she came across like a strong opponent, but from the moment of the kind of stare down where she couldn't stare at me, I kind of knew I had it in the bag at that moment. I just thought, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I was prepared for anything, but at that moment as well, she kind of showed a bit of weakness to her dog. Like, there was that embarrassment, or, she didn't have the confidence. And I feel like you have to have that confidence in yourself and in your ability. Or what could happen. You could underestimate yourself kind of going forward as well.
Definitely.
Psychologically.
Yeah. I mean, you hurt her. In the first round, I think it was, she had that bad cut on her lip, and it was pretty bad. And obviously Danny was refereeing your fight as well. How was that feel? To talk about that quickly.
Oh, I was so buzzing that I had Danny Christie refereeing that fight. Like, he was one of the reasons why I'd gotten into Bareknuckle. Me and the hubby had watched his first fight, that got him kind of into it. And then watched his BKFC fights, and I just thought, just a character, a good guy, had a hard life, struggled through everything, and that's what really tells a character, is when we do go through hardship, when we do go through adversity, and how you come back from that as well. So I was buzzing, first of all, and the hubby was absolutely buzzing that he was the referee. And it was just felt like a dream. But to be honest, I knew that when I hit her, I would cause damage, because I have a very powerful punch with gloves on anyway. So I knew that if I connected well enough, there was going to be, blood.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I think it was the first round you cut her lip, and Danny kind of called the doctor. The doctor said she was okay to carry on. She wanted to carry on.
Yeah.
Hard
as nails.
Yeah, as hard as they come. There's many men would have just quit there and then, and not Tammy. She carried on to the very end. Yeah, absolutely, and she gave you a good fight as well.
She did. She had a good punch on her as well. Like I say, if it had maybe been anybody else, they might have been rocked by it, or she could have dropped them. But I've took some pretty hard smacks in my time, and from much heavier, like 70, 80 kilo. So like, I knew that my chin could take it. And that's why I wasn't afraid to kind of throw myself in there as well. But she did. She had a good punch on her. She's a good opponent. Like I say, a bit of confidence building, a bit of training. Because she explained after the fight that she hadn't really took me seriously, and that she didn't do the training that she probably should have. And that's, you know what I mean? That's she's honest. She was honest and said, like, fair play to you. You're a really good first opponent. And I just said to her, like, complete respect to you, like, utter respect coming all this way down by yourself, no family here. You know, I think she had maybe 1 or 2 supporters that had come the next day, and just like so much respect for somebody that can come to do something like that by themselves.
Yeah, big bollocks. That's what it
Big balls.
takes. Yeah,
she certainly has big balls. Yes.
That's probably my favourite picture of you two, to be honest. After the fight,
yeah, I think that's my favourite picture.
You can see the respect between you there, and you know, you had a little dance and jig in the ring, and it was just cool to see. You know, it was, and that's what the sport was about. How you brought yourself over, how you put yourself across to everyone and things. You know, no one had a bad word to say about you, and you know, that's how the sport is. That's how bare knuckle is. And like I was saying before about preconceptions, did you kind of think, what the hell am I kind of getting into here, going to this show, or you know, what are people going to be like?
Yes and no. I had I thought like, I like challenging myself, Ross. You know, that's one thing, by throwing yourself in the deep end, the risk either pays off or it doesn't. And it was just, I was willing to see if that risk would pay off.
Yeah. And it did, mate. It did. It certainly did.
Yeah, thank God. All glory goes to God.
Absolutely. How do you feel like us as the WBKB as a show? Have you been to a bare knuckle show before or anything, or?
No, I've never actually been to I've been to boxing, a boxing show and things, but I've never been to bare knuckle. But to be honest, I didn't have preconceptions, but I did think like, I hope it's like a nice environment. I hope it's not too hostile, especially being Scottish, coming into the Lion's Den. And I thought like, will I be met with hostility? Which I could have handled it anyway, but I had to be kind of prepared. But I've got to say, from the moment I arrived, yourself, Kev, everybody was just so lovely. Everybody was so helpful. Like Gilly came, picked us up from the train station, took us to our hotel, and then came and grabbed us again from the hotel to take us up for the weigh-in. And then Kev's daughter, Marley, came and got us as well. Because me and the hubby attempted, we walked from the hotel. We were going to try and walk to the event. We thought like, it'll be good for us to get the legs in. And then we got to the Chase Hotel and we were like, right, we're going to have to phone somebody because like, it's still an hour away. Like medicals were at 3:00 and it was like 2:30, and I was like, oh no, I can't turn up late. Like, imagine your first event, you're like turning up like an hour late. No.
I remember giving the speech before the show as well, saying, you know, you're all here for a reason. You're all, you know, fight for yourselves, fight for your family, fight for your future. I remember making eye contact with you, and you were just like, ah!
I was pumped. I'll be honest, from the face off, that was it. I was in like getting the dog, like opening the cage slowly, just letting her know like soon you're gonna get out.
Yeah. The question that I always ask on the podcast is, what does fighting mean to you, and why do you fight?
So fighting, what's it mean to me? So much. It's healing. Fighting for me is healing. Fighting lets go of a lot of kind of repressed anger, repressed emotions for me. It's life, to be honest. It's kind of a conversation that I've had with my hubby. I don't know what I would do without boxing now. Like, even if I didn't fight, I would still have to train and spar. 'Cause that's another thing. I might have had no fights, but I've sparred, and I've sparred in my gym and stuff, and I've sparred with females, really good females as well, Scottish ranked like novice champions and things, and that are in the circuit. So I have had, you know, some sort of preparation and experience. It's just not been a proper fight experience, and it's not been huge amounts, but it's been enough that I'm a quick learner and I can pick up things pretty quick.
Yeah. Do you think you'll maybe keep up with the, you know, maybe take a few glove bouts or anything just to try and learn some ring craft? And
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would not say no to gloved fights at all. I think any kind of fight experience and just the fun of it, why not, if the money's right? You know what I mean? Because that's most importantly. I'm not one of these people that are about money or money's everything. But if I'm getting into a ring and I'm putting myself in danger, especially when I have a family, then it has to be worth the risk. It has to be something, you know, it has to be worth the risk.
Yeah. And we were talking off camera before, we were saying about, you know, the amount of talent that is in Scotland, and there's very few, you know, I was saying there's maybe only Kyle Cassidy that I can think of off the top of my head, fought in the BKFC.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's probably more, but
Yeah,
not as many as you would think.
No, and this is the thing, even in Annan, Gretna, Dumfries and Galloway area, in the amateur gyms and in the amateur circuits, the up-and-coming kids, some of them are unbelievable. You just have to kind of watch the novices in November, usually October, November time they are, to see the young talent that we do have here in Scotland. And that was one of the reasons as well why I kind of wanted to put myself out there. And like I say, thank God for Kev, yourself, Kelly, Gilly, the WBKB, just giving me that foot in the door, because as for someone with no experience, no fights, you know, that's, I got lucky. I got really lucky. So I'm very thankful to Kevin and Kelly and yourself and anybody that pulled together to bring that show, because that show was epic. Like, from the start, from the first fight, right to the end, every fight like had you on the edge of your seat. I watched the first two fights, and then by the end of kind of that two fight, I was like, right, I need to go start warming up. So I was just getting so pumped. I thought I need to calm myself down and go get my stuff on.
It did. It started with a bang. That with Rich and Phil had an absolute war, and then fight two, Andy Walsh just. And you know that the crowd in the room was up. I think the crowd helped drag people back to their feet a lot of the time as well that night.
Yes. That was an incredible, brutal fight. At one point, I just remember blood like spraying across the canvas and being like, "Oh,
yeah,
here we go." And there was a lad from Dumfries as well, Manny. He was really good as well. His fight was really good. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's from. No, I don't think he's from Dumfries. I think he's from.
Is he not from Dumfries? Is he from Carlisle?
No, I think he's from Midlands way.
Is he from the Midlands way? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, apologies. But Manny, it's definitely the same boy.
I'm not sure if his mother, who was there at the show, I think she may be Scottish. So I don't know if that's the connection.
Yeah, she is. She is, because she was a lovely lady. She came in to my husband went out and asked her, like, could you come and get a picture of us all together? And she was like, of course. And she came in and she got that shot, actually, that's been in all the newspapers. So credit to Manny's mum for the fantastic photo.
Remember me and Kev came back to see you after the fight, and we came in the change. I was like, are you decent? And you know, the photos were happening and things like that. It was an unbelievable night. And you know, for us, you know, from the WBKB, thank you for choosing us to be, you know, the start of your journey, because you've got a big future ahead of you and a long way to go in this as well. So, you know, we can't wait to see
thank you, Ross.
For you and Tammy, we can't wait to see where you're going to go and things, because there's big things ahead for you both.
Yeah, well, me and Tammy were actually speaking about this because I've got her on WhatsApp and she's added me on Facebook as well. We were speaking about like what could happen, like I could go away and fight somebody else and she'll go away and fight somebody else and then they're probably going to bring us back together for a rematch. And she was like,
Yeah.
listen, if you can't speak to me because of that, and I was like, no, I can be really professional and we could be friends and then we can punch each other in the face. It's no problem.
And that's what it is a lot of the time, with the lads that, and yourself as well. You can go in with a game face on, do what you need to do and shake hands and have a beer at the end of it.
It's pure
brilliant.
respect. How can you not have respect for somebody after that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I always say, probably say it on every podcast that I do, it's a moment in time that you two were entwined in forever, that only you two will ever know the bond that you have shared in that moment. It's a special thing.
And I will do whatever I can as well. Like I said to Tammy, I'm happy enough. I'd love to get up and spar with her and we could get some sparring and like help each other out towards, getting to where we need to be in our journey as well. I'm happy enough to help, especially knowing that she's not got a lot of support as well. Definitely, I'll do what I can to kind of help push her forward as well in the sport.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Outside of fighting, you're a very spiritual person. You do the astrology and the tarot reading and things like that. How did that come around?
So my mum is a medium. Phyllis, she's in the comments there. She's a medium. She's retired a few years ago now. And I grew up, and she's a tarot card reader as well. So I grew up from very small, a wee nipper. She'd take me around, she'd do like home readings, and I would watch people get their cards done, and I would see it unfold before my eyes. And I just always had a connection to it. And I never really wanted to do it, though. It was never something that I ever thought about. I didn't think I was going to end up doing that as an adult. To be honest, I was very much, when I was younger, I actually was in film. I wanted to be an actress. That was what I kind of veered towards, was like singing, dancing, acting. So yeah, it was one of them things where I never actually seen it coming. And I'll be honest, I got sepsis. I nearly ended up, I was quite ill a long time ago now. But back then, something just kind of clicked. Like, I don't know what it was. And I just had this real draw towards knowing like I needed to go buy some cards. I needed to get some cards. And I did. My mum said, you shouldn't buy your own. You should never buy your own cards. They should always be gifted. So she bought me a set of cards, and then I kind of just went from there. I started doing people here and there, and then kind of word spread that it was getting to the point where I was like, right, I'm going to have to start actually making this into a job, because it was taking up a lot of the time. And then I found astrology, and I just absolutely fell in love with astrology. Astrology is unbelievable. And most people don't even know the depths of astrology, because we have this culture where it's like pop culture astrology, where we hear like of your star sign, whatever your star sign is, and that's just who you are. But it's much, much more deeper than that. And like I say, it was written in the stars that this was what I was supposed to do. It's my destiny to become a bare-knuckle champion, Scottish champion.
So can you read your own cards? Can you do a
reading
for yourself?
I can, but I don't like to read for myself. I prefer, like, I have friends, or my mum, she's an amazing tarot. She's like one of the best I've ever come across in my life at tarot cards. So I usually go to someone that's close, my mum usually, to do my cards, or my best friend Hayley. It's not something I like to do, because I feel like you can take what you want from things, like how you perceive things, and you can. Whereas when another person is telling you something, that's it. You can't change it. You can't, distort it. It is what it is.
And did you get one? Did you say you got one done for the fight ahead or anything like that? Or
So no, I checked out like my astrology chart. It was just basically my chart. I had a good look into my chart, and it kind of just showed that there was lots of celebration, a huge kind of transformation, and a change of jobs. That's what it said. It said there was a change of job coming, a change of career. I had a change of career. And I can see that by where the planets are situated on your chart, because I don't want to go too much into it and bore people, but everyone has a circle, and inside that circle it's divided into 12 sections.
Right.
1 to 12 are your houses, and round that's also your star signs as well, from Aries to Pisces. And you've got your planets like Jupiter, Venus. Jupiter's good luck, it's travel. We've got Uranus as well, which was there. Uranus and Jupiter were both in my 10th house, which the 10th house is your career, it's your job. And Uranus is change, and it's a surprise change as well. It's something that kind of comes out of the blue, and Jupiter shows the expansion. So I knew whatever it was that was coming up, it would be coming up between May, June time. And then that's when Kev popped up, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I had lots of signs, like my hubby will even tell you, we had so many signs for like the last 2 years, just everything boxing, or, you know, just so many signs for the universe to do with boxing. I kind of just knew, you know, when you feel something in your gut, like, this is mine now, this is what I'm supposed to do.
It was too obvious. It was too obvious to not be there.
Yes. And like I say, I absolutely loved it. I didn't go into it thinking, I just thought, right, I'll enjoy it. I'll have a couple of fights. If I don't enjoy it, I'll see how I feel. But then as the time got closer, I was like, oh, I know I'm going to enjoy this. And then the event came, the run up, and I was just like, yeah, this is definitely my thing.
It just felt like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It's the WBKB YouTube channel there in the chat. Go over and give the WBKB YouTube channel a subscribe. Great podcast. Listen to Sandra, very proud of her, and Tammy. Absolutely, I second that as well. Phyllis is saying it was a fab night. Ross, history was made. The first women bare knuckle fight on the 31st of the 8th, 24. Is that significant, the numbers at all, or?
For me, 8, yes, because it is the year for everybody as well. It's the year of 8, so we're going through major transformations at this time, especially for Aquarius, suns, risings, or moons, because Pluto, which is the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, and regeneration, that has gone into their sun, or depending if they're rising, into their first house. So a lot of cycles coming to an end, a lot of new beginnings as well starting for people. So yeah, 8 was a major number for me. The fact that it was August as well. August is a predominant month for me. Like even last year, the year before, I always end up doing events or things around August, having fun around August, always.
Excellent. Haley Richardson saying, love this. And Haley Johnson saying, you're an amazing astrologer. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you, babe.
What do what does Phyllis think about your fighting and things? How does she?
My mum loves it. To be honest, that's where this right hand comes from, and this jab. My mum is a very, very strong lady, and she has full faith in me as well, and my abilities. So, I mean, obviously, it probably scares her, does it, Mum? But I think as well, just the excitement and the legacy, just to say, like, that's my daughter. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's very, very proud. She obviously is. You know what I mean? You can tell by what she's commenting and things. And
well, I'm hoping that my next fight, whether it's with the WBKB or the BKFC, I'm going to bring a lot more, hopefully, people this time, a bigger Tartan army. I actually got offered a fight today, and I really, really thought about taking it. It's really took me all my power to. I'm having to think about it, because it's a couple of days before my holiday, so I'm like, if it hadn't been, I'd have thrown myself straight back in there and I'd have took it straight away. But I'm going to have to speak to my team, speak to my husband, speak to my coach, and kind of see what everybody's saying, what we're thinking. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your team. Where's everyone how's everyone came together?
So it's my hobby, first of all.
Give a shout out to Jim as well.
Unfortunately, I can't do that. But I can give a shout out to my coach, Cody Matthews. Big up Cody, he's amazing. He is the one who prepared me for this fight over the last 8 weeks. And I met Cody through actually an amateur gym that I attend here and there. And he was a fighter, and he really loved coaching, and he enjoyed coaching and working with other people. And Cody's had a bit of a tough life as well. So this kind of was like a bit of light for everybody. It was kind of one of the things where it gave us all something to look forward to, something to focus on. So yeah, Cody, my coach. And then there's my hubby, Tim Rees. He is my nutritionist. He is my, get up, get on your run. Here you go, there's some food, my motivation. Yes, he takes care of me. He's my masseuse. He literally is he's my everything. He takes very good care of me. And then there's my mum and my brother. My sponsors were also there as well, and then there was also my very good friend Katie that was there with me as well, and Kerry, my childhood best friend, was also there.
Fantastic. Got Eileen Robinson saying, "So proud of you. The world needs more Sandras." And Phyllis saying, "Very proud of Sandra. She's done fantastic. Sandra has many talents."
That is true. That is true. I'm not going to sell up here, but I do have many talents.
What else have you got? Bareknuckle boxer, astrologer, tarot card reader.
I was in a film as well. I was in a movie. I done a film. I was a lead actress in a horror movie when I was 16.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it called?
It was called The Dead Outside. You can go watch the trailer on YouTube.
I'm going to find that, and I'm going to put the link to that in the description box below so everyone can go and watch it.
At the time, once I finished the film, it went to Cannes Festival. I actually had to go to an award ceremony in Glasgow it was up and coming new talent actress, which unfortunately I didn't win, somebody else won. But yeah, it went quite far in Cannes Festival, the France Festival, and after it I got quite a few offers. You remember the guy that did This Is England, Shane Meadows?
Yeah.
We were actually, someone from my team back then was actually he reached out, he wanted to look at doing some things with me, but I had a swimming accident, and unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. It kind of put some things back, and I wasn't able to do what I needed to do, and I kind of just left the scene. I'd gone and done a pilot as well for the BBC. I think that's really what the nail in the coffin was, and it was just so creepy. I was 16, just about turned 17, and the scene was to do with like some older guy. He was like 35, and he had to like rub my leg and stuff, and I just thought it was really weird, and I was like, nah, I'm okay. Thank you very much. But
that sounds like the BBC.
Sorry for the BBC.
I'm not.
Neither am I. We can't sue us, can we?
That's WBKB YouTube channel saying as well, whatever you fight next, the WBKB team are right behind you, which we are.
Yeah. I love Kevin Kelly and honestly, and Marley, and you were all so, even every single fighter, pure gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Kev, Kelly, Gilly. Like I can't say I can't say good enough things about them, to be honest. I haven't got the words to say good enough things about them.
Yeah,
but, like,
they're amazing.
How they brought me into it as well and things like that. And we've all just hit it off from the start. And, you know, working with them closely, you know, on this show more than I have on others, it's been, I don't know, I've really loved it. I've loved the experience.
You know what? You have built something so beautiful, and you are not going to see it right now because of obviously all the madness and that. But you guys are like, I would say, up and coming to the BKFC and stuff. Like, you are the next platform, like, from that.
We feel like we're going to get there. Well, you know, we feel like we're definitely up there, and, you know,
oh yeah,
we can only build on top of what we've done already. And I'm so proud to be part of it. And
same. Thank you so much for you guys letting me be part of it as well.
Yeah, it's Kev, Kelly, Gilly there. You know, they do so much behind the scenes that people don't see, and, you know, little things that I wouldn't even thought about.
No,
but I wouldn't even think about. Obviously, this, like, being involved for my first show and stuff like that, and I've really had to take a lot of guidance from all three of them, and you know, they've been really helpful. So hopefully the next one I can bring a little bit more because of what.
It gets better. It does get better. Like you said, it's a bit hard because some things you don't even think about, and then boom, they come out of nowhere, and it's that everybody's on that knife edge of the event's getting closer. So, and then after it's all finished, it's like,
I know. I still don't think I've had that yet, to be honest. I think I'm still waiting for it, but I'm still kind of up there from it. And,
no, honestly, I have been so buzzing. I'm the same. I have not come down like that. I don't really sleep anyway. About 4 or 5 hours is plenty for me per night. But it's been really hard to come down. It's been so hard because, like I said, everybody was so nice. It was such an amazing experience. And I just had the time of my life. I can't think of one thing, like if somebody was to like think of one thing that was annoying or that, like, nothing. There was not like you guys. I turned up, there was like bottled water in my changing room. I had a banana and little packs. It was so thoughtful. And then I even had my own T-shirt as well. I was like part of the team. And I've said to Kev and Kelly that, you know, even if I'm not fighting on a show, give me a shout. Me and the hubby will come up and we'll help, like, behind the scenes and whatever we can do to, like, help push you guys out.
Amazing, thank you. That's the little extras that Kev, Kelly, and Gilly have kind of thought about doing, you know, giving you the T-shirts, all the fighters the T-shirts, having, you know, water in the changing room for you and your coach and your team and things like that, little fruit box and sandwiches and stuff like that. That's what kind of sets us apart from everyone else as well. Because
the thought, it's really the thought. 100%, Ross.
Yeah. We've got Mr. Hunt, first name Mike. I'm not sure if that's his real name, but well done on your win, he's saying.
Thank you, mate.
I hope to get you on here soon, 56 kg.
So it must be maybe it's a fighting platform or someone from a fighting platform. If the money's right, Mike, hit me up.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know any Mr. Hunts around the.
You're like, this guy's name isn't known. Maybe it's a troll.
Maybe it is. Phyllis saying Sandra could have been in a film with Johnny Depp. Is that right?
Because what's it called? What's the film they did in Scotland, in Edinburgh? Was it in Edinburgh? Peter Pan one. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I didn't audition or anything for it, Mum.
No.
That's a plug, Mum, right there, isn't it? She's like, but you could have. You could have if you wanted to.
You know what? I wish more fighters' mums would be in the comments when I'm doing interviews. Talking away. Be brilliant.
Yeah, that's one thing I can say. I have the bet, like my mum, my best friends, like my hubby, like everybody is very, very supportive of what I do. I'm very, very lucky because I know my cat. I'm really sorry if that's my cat. She's in heat and she's making ridiculous noises. Can you get her out the living room? Yeah. She's like, wah, wah.
I didn't hear anything.
Did you not? Thank God.
No, it's brilliant. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for coming on the podcast. And
no, thank you. It's been a pleasure speaking to you as well, Ross. And I hope that you don't forget my name.
I won't. I never will again.
I said that to the hubby. I said, when I get there and have my fight, they won't forget my name.
I was pleased I was part of the motivation to spur you on then.
No, but honestly, thank you for having me on. Thank you for to Kev, Kelly, and Gilly and yourself, everybody involved with the WBKB 3. It was absolutely amazing. Every single one of us. My mum, my brother had the best night. Even my sponsors came away and they were like, that was such a good night. We're definitely coming to the next one. We'd like to get tickets for others. So everybody's definitely, I feel like we'll bring a better following next time as well.
Amazing. And like WBKB YouTube channel said before as well, we'll follow you wherever you go in the future. We're behind you 100%. And I think, did you win the David Round VIP tickets or as well?
I did. Yeah. When is this? Is this for the one coming?
Well, it was supposed to be, but I think it's been put back a bit now. So I'm not sure when he said it's going to be for his next fight, anyways. So whenever and wherever that is.
I cannot wait for that. I can't believe that we won that. I'm so excited, and I think Tammy's got tickets as well. So we'll probably end up sitting next to each other. They might have put us near each other.
Yeah, David decided to award you the girls' fight of the night, so that was David's. Yeah, definitely be great, and I'm sure I'll be at the BKFC UK shows. I think Kevin Gilly might go as well. I'm not sure, but
okay, so everybody should be there.
Everyone will be there. Everyone will be there. Depends who's on the card and stuff, obviously. But
that'll be amazing. That'll be really nice to see everybody, especially with me not fighting as well and being more just like being able to go crazy in the atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. You can enjoy yourself, let your hair down.
I can enjoy myself. I can have a few Baileys and ice. I know. Big up to my brother as well, because when I finished that fight, he went to the bar and he asked for Baileys and ice, and they were like, really sorry, we don't have Baileys and ice. So then he went away and he got me a bottle of Baileys and a bag of ice, and he came back with it. So big up to my brother John for going and getting me, because I was wanting a Baileys and ice so bad, but because I was in training camp and stuff, and with holiday, I'd had to behave on holiday, and had to, like, you know, be disciplined.
Yeah.
So it was one of the things that it was such a good night afterwards. I was a little bit drunk, to be honest, after.
Well, I'll speak to the security team about that, letting people walk in with bottles and things like that. So thanks for the heads up.
Oh, damn.
That won't be happening in the future.
Why did I say anything?
I'm messing. But brilliant. Thank you so much, Sandra. I can't wait to see what's in future for you. I know big things are coming, and we can't say too much at the moment, but it's going to be big. It's going to be big.
Yeah, no, 100%. Can I give? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, go to the links in the description box to your Instagram, Tartan Witch 1. You can give her a follow if you want to sponsor her, help her out with a camp and things like that.
100%. And anybody, even if people are watching and they're like, oh my God, you know what? I've got like a mansion or like an apartment in a beautiful country, and after the fight, like decompression, we'll send it away. We'll chill out for the weekend. Any sponsorship is sponsorship. But what I do want to say, on a serious note, is thank you to my sponsors, to the Entourage Effect, to Agri Cleaning Solutions, to MCK Graphics, and to Stealth Competitions, and I think National Vehicle Transport. Thank you to all my sponsors, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have got my fight gear and stuff, and I wouldn't have looked so good. So thank you to all my sponsors. I really appreciate the support, and everybody that tuned in, everybody that watched the fight, everybody that shared it. Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Sandra.
Thank you, Rob.
Keep in touch. I'll speak to you very soon. If you want to stay on
Yeah.
for a minute, I'll have a little chat with you before you fit with, well, after the live's ended. But
yeah,
brilliant, nice one. Speak
no
to you.
Thank you, mate. Catch you later. Bye.
Cheers, bye. Ah, brilliant! What a woman. Big things ahead for her. Thank you all that jumped in the chat there. Far too many names to mention. Appreciate your support. Jab the like button, jab the subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow night with the one and only James Lights Out Lilly, who's going to be fighting on BKFC Spain in the Marbella Bull Ring, which I can't wait to be at. I can't wait. I've got my flights booked and I'm going, and I can't wait to see all the others. Danny's on there, and who else is on there? I can't think off the top of my head. I'm just too excited. I'm too excited. But thank you very much. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, James Lights Out Lilly will be in the red corner, and I'll speak to you later.